And this is what's crazy. It's the best kiosk in the market, and we're not even a kiosk company. We're not even a kiosk company. It's crazy. We're so good at this. It's so good. This isn't even where our focus is. This is insane.
With Zyrl Chronicles, the whole focus of this is really to give you a reality style show of what happens in the day-to-day world of a startup. When you think about the Apples and the Nikes and the Microsofts and seeing how they were when they first started and growing with them when they were 10 employees to 500 employees to 1,000 employees. I do wanna hit something that he talked about, and I wanna go back because I know a lot of sales guys have this conversation. This thing on the right-hand side, as far as like how much they're actually paying us, I think that we really need to like put that in perspective. Like, we don't have to be afraid of saying 5%. Because I think that sometimes we get that conversation and it feels like, oh my goodness, it's 5%. You know, and the reality is that if they use the kiosk, it's actually 3%, not 5%.
Owners that are running their business off the kiosk, how much are we making off of this, right? If we're taking a 3.5% cut, because these guys are all getting discounted from 5 essentially for our new pricing model, right? Platform paid us around 70 bucks, Toasty paid around 50, all the way down to around $21 from Luca. If we're to convert this to an employee hour, to employees, right? And we're talking like, you got like a high school kid to work for you for 16 bucks an hour, right? We're talking to businesses and we're sharing about minimum wage. They're like, what's crazy, Justin, is minimum wage is 15, but we can't even get a guy for 15. We're going, if we do 16, then our for hire ads will get some traction. If we do 17, that's when we can actually hire.
Because the goal is for them to use the kiosk. It goes down over time. But at 3% or at 4%, or even if you push this up to 5%, we're talking about, you know, dollars, like pennies compared to what they're paying an actual individual. If Platform 248 had 2 people, which is what they would want, which is why they have 2 different cashiers, those 2 people would cost them thousands of dollars.
So let's assume it's 16, right? Platform, that's essentially 4 hours of cashier labor, right? 1 shift. Toasty, 3.3, and then when you get below like the 2 hours, that's not even a shift, right? To put this in perspective, Platform is open from 2 p.m. till midnight, till 12:30. I open for 10 freaking hours, only have to pay for 4 hours of cashier labor, 1 shift of cashier labor. It's insane. It's insane. I don't know how we're getting, this is robbery. I don't know how we're getting away from it, right? This is insane.
$4,000 to $8,000 a month, and that's not including benefits, taxes, insurance, so on and so forth. So we're talking about them paying us, if you amortize this over the course of a whole month, we're talking about them paying us $700 to have 0 cashiers, 0 headaches, no training, no people not showing up, none of that. So I think that we have to be a little bit less sheepish about having this conversation and understand where we sit. We're not Nokia to iPhone. Like, we are the damn iPhone, right? And I think that a lot of us are having conversations as if we're supposed to be the Nokia. We are the premium brand for what we bring to the market. And I think that should be the thing that we should communicate at all times. Like, our kiosk is better than Costco, better than Panera Bread, better than, you know, all of these Burger King. Like, I think that we have to really take that in and with a grain of salt. I think that a lot of times we have these conversations and we kind of, because we're the new guys on the block, we feel a little bit more scared to have this conversation. But we should like stick our chests out a little bit and say, no, you know, what you're talking about is actually trash. And let me help you understand why. And I think that that's the kind of the philosophy that we have to have when we get on the phone and talk to people. And so I just wanted to share that because I think that it's important to understand.
My name is Caleb Linden. I'm Zyrl's Swiss Army knife. Sometimes I wear the hat of a front-end developer, as well as someone who works in operations and hardware and logistics. I have 2 favorite quotes. The one that's on my mug is "get after it," which means the days that you don't feel like getting out of bed, you get up and you get after it. The days that you don't feel like working, you get up and you do it. So it doesn't matter how you feel or what's going on or any external stresses, you get up and go. And it's more of just like a mindset that I try to keep in my head because not every day you're gonna feel great.
Came about the womb of man with everything that you demand. You could say I had a plan way before I had a fan. Some would probably call it luck, I just call it being blessed. You ain't never.
Man, I'm mad. I could have had you come down. I was worried that it wasn't gonna be enough space, so it was gonna look hecka awkward. But like, there was another couch. You could have just like sat like off to the side.
Oh, I thought they told you no.
Our conversations with angels is like easy conversation. Cause it's like, who wouldn't want to invest in Zyrl? Come on. We're growing so fast. It's like a no-brainer.